Here are 4 Bibles that I believe every Christian should have. The first is the NIV. It's not because it's the best translation. Honestly, it's not. I like ESV and NRSV better, but NIV is basically the translation that most churches use. If you're going to visit a church, you can probably count on them using an NIV in the worship service. The second is the Amplified Bible. A lot of people don't know about it, but I love the Amplified because there's so many times in the scripture where you have to choose between 2 words. Makarios, for example, can mean blessed, but it can also mean happy. So what do you put there if you're a translator? There are parts where it might say the faith of God, but it's also the faith in God. What Amplified does is it lists all the possibilities, and in that way makes it actually the most accurate translation of the Bible. The third is Young's literal translation. I like Young's literal because Young is the guy who actually does the Greek concordance that many people, many pastors use for their research. And it's really chunky looking. You wouldn't want to read it from beginning to end. But when you're studying, whipping out the Young's literal translation can help you understand literally what the text says, and it might give you some insight. And the fourth one, and you might be surprised by this, is the King James Version. I really like the King James Version, one, because there's so many versions that you probably learned when you were a kid of Psalms or something like this. Just poetically sounds really, really good. If you're going to do a wedding or a funeral, read it from the King James. It's just beautiful. But the big reason, King James uses thou and ye. A lot of times we forget in English, you can either mean y'all or can mean you, the one person. In King James, thou is you, the one person, and the y'all is you. So anytime you read you, it means plural. Anytime you read thou, it's singular. And it's the only Bible that makes that distinction. Of course, you don't have to go out and buy 4 Bibles. All 4 of these are on the Bible app that you probably have on your phone already, but don't be afraid to use them.